There is a family out there that lost their loved ones because they were murdered. There is a girl out there who is scarred for life because she was raped at age 12 and will never be the same. There is a little boy out there that was molested at age 7. These victims may never recover. The death penalty is an extremely controversial topic. While many are against it, the death penalty is appropriate for people who have committed serious crimes and keeps dangerous criminals off the street. There are more than 60 crimes where criminals are sent to death row. Some of these are murders, aggravated rape of children under 13, aggravated kidnapping, drug trafficking, aircraft hijacking, and treason. The crimes that are eligible for death penalty vary from state to state. The death penalty is usually not put into effect for first-time offenders. The Bureau of Justice states that 33 of the 50 states have the death penalty, and all have lethal injection. 8 of the 33 states have the electric chair, while 5 of the 33 states have the gas chamber, and only 3 of the 33 states have hanging because many states feel that it is against the Constitution. The prisoners are usually given the choice of how they'd like to die in death row. The death penalty saves lives by deterring crime and stopping the most violent criminals from committing more crimes. Statistics from the National Institute of Justice show 67.8% of released prisoners are rearrested within 3 years of their release date. Of the 68.7 that were rearrested, 56.7 of those prisoners were rearrested within 5 years of their release date. Why should these criminals get away with hurting people and their families after being released from prison? Keeping an inmate in prison is not cheap. Daniel Wesley's research found that it costs an average of $32,000 per year to keep an inmate in prison. Just to house an inmate is roughly about $84 a day. Taxpayers pay for criminals for housing, food, medical, pretty much anything they need while they're in prison. That's really not fair to the taxpayers. If a dangerous criminal is sentenced to life in prison and lives for 50 years, the cost that an inmate alone for food to house an inmate will cost, on average, if they live in prison for over 50 years, $1.6 million. And while lethal injection just costs $86 every time they use it. Our country is in enough debt. Being able to use taxpayer money towards something other than housing inmates for life would be ideal. If the crime is serious enough for a criminal to spend life in jail, then the death penalty is fair. But many people would argue that the death penalty is extreme and is not worth it is not worth it. The Supreme Court states the punishment of death is not cruel within the meaning of that word as used in the Constitution. People who have suffered at the hands of these criminals have a pain that can never be taken away. Victims suffer from PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, trust issues, fear, extreme anxiety, and many other symptoms. These are things that victims must live with for the rest of their lives. If people commit a serious crime, then they should be able to face the consequences. Those criminals are unforgettable and forgivable. These criminals should have to experience the way that the victims felt after the crime occurred. The death penalty is one of the most argued topics to this day. Capital punishment provides a strong deterrent for future crimes, and it helps to protect the victims. If capital punishment can reduce the number of dangerous people on the streets and cut down the felonies committing additional crimes after they are released from jail, then everybody benefits. Studies from the National Department of Justice show that 3 to 18 lives can be saved by execution of each convicted killer. In conclusion, we live in a society where people do not take responsibilities for their action. People love to put the blame on others, and they do not see an issue with their actions. Many people do not know the difference between right and wrong. It is time we started holding people accountable for the choices that they make and the things that they do. I urge you to contact your legislature and ask them to sponsor a bill for the capital punishment in our state. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today and give you my knowledge about the death penalty.